brace on. How dare you?
Hello and welcome back to another RSC stream. Today I have my lovely friend JSW with me.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, how about you?
Doing well.
Okay, I see I have to play the Crab Rave. Everybody is wishing for it. So we'll just play it in the background so y'all are happy. And we'll continue with the casting. So, what game do we have today?
So we have a challenger game first of all, which is going to be Vauxhall Zafira versus Imoutos. I'm saying that right, I think. But yeah, it's a challenger game against 6th place and 10th place. So definitely a playoff-worthy team in Vauxhall Zafira. And then we have Imoutos. That is right. Someone confirm?
Probably.
Okay, thanks. I'm going to carry on saying Imoutos because that's what I think it is. And they're 10th at the moment. They're kind of looking at possibly playoffs if they can pick up their form. But they really need to get a win here today if they want to have a chance at playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. And Vauxhall Zafira at the moment on a good streak. I think they went good in last week. They had a good week. They beat us, which was a little bit upsetting, if I can be frankly honest here. But they are definitely looking to cement their playoffs position they have at the moment. And Imoutos in that pack of teams that, in my opinion, have the possibility to get it up into playoff contention. Therefore, they're gonna play as good as they can, and they definitely want to show why they should be in playoffs and not Vauxhall Zafira.
I agree. I think it's vital for them to get a good performance here because there's definitely a chance they can make playoffs. It's just they need to get those results going. They need to start winning some games against those other playoff-worthy teams.
Definitely, and in the meantime, I've just drawn up the team stats. What can you tell me about those?
Well, as you can see, Vauxhall Zafira clearly having the more wins with 28 compared to 17. But we know they're the higher rated team at the moment. But also they have played 12 games more? No, 8 games more. Sorry. I think. I'm not sure about the stats there.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain my API has taken up something wrong there. That can't be true. That can't be true.
From looking at the standings, Imoutos have 21 wins instead. So yeah, because they had a 4-4 week last week. So I'm going to blame Senji for that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Messed me up. So yeah, if they get a good result here, they can be within, or 4-0 could be within 3 wins of Vauxhall Zafira. But I think the main thing for these two teams is the goals for, and Imoutos, they really don't have that many goals for. They have just over half of Vauxhall Zafira's goals, and that is not a lot of goals, and they need to start getting those goals going for them.
Absolutely, and as those stats are a little bit scuffed because something went wrong, not quite certain what, I'll just quickly turn up the player stats and see if those are wrong as well. Probably.
I can't really tell.
I have no clue. I mean, they look like stats, we take those.
Well, it's all about the games played, and we can see the games played and how well they're doing in terms of games. It doesn't really make too much of a difference how many they've played. It just shows how well they've been doing in those games that they've played. And then you can see the two main players for Imoutos, El Jefe and Revise Nil, both with 45, 46 games.
Definitely, and I personally am very keen to seeing William Ziga, or as he's called here, Vlz. I'm not quite certain how I'm supposed to pronounce that. As I played with him last season when we were both at Fiat Multipla, and now he's in Vauxhall Zafira. They've beaten me last week. They had a good one, and interested to see how he, as in a way the standout player for me for Vauxhall Zafira plays.
Yeah, I also want to point out Ralburn on their team, 37 goals in 35 games. That is really good. And if you have more goals in games, it really shows how good of a striker you are, and you can put away those goals.
Absolutely. And I just realized another quick little mistake from me. Can you just quickly take over casting whilst I'm fixing it?
All right. Revise no into the corner. Trying to find someone in the middle. Found El Jefe, and that's a goal to start off the game. After 11 seconds in, El Jefe with a goal, and they're in the lead. And you've got what? It's not even an EU team.
Exactly.
It's all going well today. We have Revised Nil versus Wills on the kickoff. Rowan going up for the ball, hitting off the backboard, bouncing down. Nice Davey there, trying to get it. Wills with a shot, saved by El Jefe, into the corner. Revised Nil taking it out, trying to relieve some pressure, but it's back into net, and that's going to be a goal. Just drops down off the ceiling, and it's all we called up after 30 seconds.
Okay, it took me 30 seconds where I wasn't able to look at the game, and already 2 goals happened. Interesting. Both teams showing that they definitely want to go up strong in this game.
Yeah. Well, we've got the stream sorted now. We can focus on the game. We'll just start over. We'll say it's 0-0.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. 1-0 now.
Okay. Louis taking the lead for Vauxhall Zafira in this game. Who shot the first lead? The one that doesn't count it. Oh, that didn't count.
Well, it's 2 goals in a row now for Vauxhall Zafira. Okay. Imoutos getting the first goal of the series. Well, we won't count that. We'll just say the game started from 1-1.
Absolutely. As Davey is trying to make sure we tie up again and start at another 0-0 here. But the defense of Vauxhall Zafira is able to clear it out, and Louis now looking to center this ball maybe, but Revise Neil is going to take it away to Ralbone, who now goes into the center, passes it back to William, but he's not able to bring it over the last defender, so they're trying to clear it out, but Louis is already there trying to get in and making sure that this ball is going to stay in the half of Kazoku. No, it's the Imoutos, or how you pronounce it exactly.
Yeah, sorry, for some reason my scoreboard seemed to unbound and I can't seem to look at the scoreboard, which is kind of annoying. I was trying to figure how to work that out.
Try to
it's all
press
going wrong.
The H button. That should be bringing it back.
Nope.
Well then, unlucky.
Tab's not working. I'm pressing tab, it's not working. I was looking in controls. What's going on?
Going up for a shot. Now Ralbone is going up, but they aren't able to put it into the net. Revise Neil now going for... I'm just reading chat. It is scuffed. We probably should start over, but that would make Vauxhall Zafira very sad, and I can't make Daddy Chonker sad.
A quick update on my scoreboard situation. Scoreboard doesn't seem to be a button I can press in Rocket League as of just now, so I won't be able to give any shots information during the game.
I'm not able to do so either because I'm streaming the game, so we could just imagine a few shots. Vauxhall Zafira having 7 shots at the moment, going up against that 1 shot that was put in by the Imoutos in the first 5 to 10 seconds of this game. Will Ziga now trying to apply more pressure, and what do we see overall in this game now? Apart from the scuffed stream, we see a very dominant Vauxhall Zafira that doesn't allow much time out of Imoutos' half, but when they do, it gets a little bit dangerous, like here. And yeah, interested to see how Imoutos are gonna react to that and actually try to get more offensive pressure going against this strong Vauxhall Zafira side.
Yeah, Vauxhall Zafira definitely been the stronger team coming out. I mean, Imoutos scored to start off the game after 10 seconds, but since then it's just all been Vauxhall Zafira. They've been piling on the pressure. But it does look a bit better from Imoutos now. It seems to be like they're warming up into the game, getting a bit more pressure going on, getting out of the half a little bit. But it might be too little too late. 3 goals to come back with 2 minutes is possible, but it's going to be a very hard challenge for them.
Definitely, but again, Vauxhall Zafira just staying in the offensive third of the game and just applying shot on shot, and this one's in by will. And they really just nail their opponents into defense with shot by shot, and most shots actually going to the backboard, but always taking at least one defender out so that a follow-up play can happen. And this is one of the most impressive feats of Vauxhall Zafira as a team, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're definitely a really strong team in this league, and I think they're showing their dominance against number 10 in the standings at the moment, really putting on that pressure, taking players out of the game, just really being that dominant side in this opening, only been 3 minutes and a half at the moment, and 5-1 up, it's a really convincing lead.
And I've just looked at a little bit of a tip from chat. We are currently sitting at 1 shot for Elbow, 4 shots for Will, but I haven't seen Louis already. And I don't know how to get to him manually. So we have at least 5 shots for Vauxhall Zafira.
Alright, I figured something out. If I press X on my controller, I get the scoreboard, but then it cycles through all the different players and messes up my bird's eye view. So, why is it not working?
I have no idea, but I kind of want to see what your screen looks like. Louis is on 2 shots, so we have got a total of 7 shots for Vauxhall Zafira at the moment. Now we're going to concentrate on Imoutos to get how much they have. 2 for Ice Davy. Revise Neil also on 2 shots. Going mid, taking another one. No, he is not. And El Jefe having 2, so 5, okay, 6 now. Ooh. And this one's in. 6 shots now for the Imoutos, 7 for Vauxhall Zafira, and 3 goals for Imoutos and 5 for Vauxhall Zafira. So now that we've got the stats collected, let's focus back on the gameplay.
Yeah, the stream is just stats collection. We're just going through all the stats every time we can.
Absolutely, and we should start to count how much time people were boosting whilst being supersonic. I think we should count that manually.
I get someone in chat to do that. I've got bigger things to do here.
Oh, what a shot! Did I say Davey? Maybe bringing Imoutos actually back in this game.
Yeah, in the past minute, they've just been really dominant, keeping Vauxhall in their own half, putting on the shots. I think they've been putting on the shots. They have been getting the goals. So yeah, they've been really putting the pressure on from what I've been able to see. And the Vauxhall Zafira looking a bit shaky into this final minute.
Absolutely, and I'm really surprised to when that really actually happened. Like, we were talking about so nonsensical stuff when they are coming back with a huge comeback, and we just didn't pay attention as I think both thought this game was over. But El Jefe now having a shot, no, this just didn't reach it. Ice Davy now needs to clear it. Now they have one last chance at keeping the ball up to get that comeback actually happen, but the ball dies, and therefore Vauxhall Zafira takes on game number 1.
Yeah, and I mean, it was convincing to start off with, but I think Imoutos is definitely warming up into that game and coming back in that second half of the game's last couple minutes, and yeah, it's really interesting to think about what's going to happen in the rest of this game, because based on that first game, I might even put it in favour of Imoutos the way they played in the last few minutes, but it's hard to judge.
It is definitely hard to judge. Something I think we both forgot to think about at the beginning of the series was give out predictions, and I would have gone with a 3-1 win for Vauxhall. Now I'm doubting that a little bit, because Imoutos seem stronger than I thought they were.
Yeah, they definitely seem like they're better, but as I can see from stats now, seeing as we have the scoreboard up, both teams had 9 shots, so it was a pretty even game in terms of things. However, I felt like it was 2 different halves of the one game. We had the first half being Vauxhall Zafira dominant, and the second half being Imoutos dominant. And I want to see a bit more just equal, not just 2 halves. I want to see a game where they're both putting on shots equally, seeing if the back and forth more. It's going to be interesting to see how it pans out, and I would have gone with the 3-1 to Vauxhall Zafira, but who knows at this point.
Yeah, who knows? We're here to see and not to guess, because how boring would a league be if you just guess every game?
Well, I did the predictions for Elite for this week, so I mean, I kind of already guessed all the scores.
I see. I think one of my team members actually made the challenger predictions.
Ah.
So,
Do you know what they said?
not about this game. I know what he predicted about our games, and he was already wrong. We lost the first series instead of drawing, and I was already mad at him for saying we would draw. So yeah. But yeah, back to this game. Vauxhall Zafira are now trying to clear the ball out and trying to maybe apply this pressure again. As William Seager is already there, 250 ball, Orelwo gets it over 1. Can he get it over 2? Yes, he does. Now Louis needs to finish it, and he does. And with that, Vauxhall Zafira is already leading 1-0.
Yeah, and it was really great pass by Wellbrown, just putting it off the ceiling, making it really awkward for the defenders to cover and get clear. And Lou was really fast up to the ball, just getting past. I think that was 0 at the end.
Definitely, and also good awareness of going up there to hit the ball just over the second defender, so Louis only has to deal with 1 more. As El Jefe now clears out the ball for Imoutos, but it gets slammed right back into their half by Louis, who puts it center for a teammate, but no one's there. Revice Neil puts it high, it puts it on the crossbar to be precise. That was closer than anyone anticipated. ISS Davey putting it mid now. Relbone having a touch on it, because why not? Going for it again and trying to clear it out now, but Revice Neil with a good 50, putting it into mid. Louis was up before El Jefe, making sure there wouldn't be a shot on target by ISS Davey now coming in. And we see a good pressure face by the Imoutos. Applying that same tactic Vauxhall Zafira had of just keeping the ball in the offensive third, making sure they don't get too much clears, as they do just now when I'm talking about it, obviously. And Louis now going to the offensive part of his game style and trying to keep the ball up front. But Revice Neil can break out, and Relbone is there to clear it out again. I'll have a good pass to Louis, and what a demo by Relbone, good awareness. But sadly the shot for Louis was not on target, or at least sadly, from the view of the reliable family car.
Yeah, I can't tell if the shot counts as a shot or not, because I can't get the scoreboard. But I'm sure it counted as a shot, will count it as a shot, and it was very close to going in. And I don't know, this game, it seems to be a bit more back and forth from the way I'm looking at it. Definitely a lot of pressure coming from Imoutos, and then now recently Vauxhall Zafira coming in with more pressure. I think they just need to start getting those final passes going before the shot. They seem to be shooting from quite far out, and I think they need to maybe think about getting an extra pass rather than shooting to try get it past that last defender and give themselves a better opportunity to score.
Absolutely, I would totally agree on that. And also, both teams seem to be a little bit more stable in defense. Yeah, Revice Neil with a goal.
Yeah, not very stable in defense there. No one really back in there. Wills couldn't quite get to the ball. It was a really well played shot though, and yeah, credit to Imoutos who make it even with 2 minutes left.
Definitely, but my point I think still stands as both teams sorted their defense better out than previous game, as we had 9 total goals there, and they just tried to, and being able to avoid the offense of the opponent specifically better than they were before, in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely feel like in this game they've been much more effective at getting the ball out, and I think the goals came from just a series of pressure coming out from either side, whereas this game is definitely more back and forth. They're getting the ball out, they're starting their own offense, and it allows them to relieve pressure from their own defense.
Absolutely. As Revisenil just put in the second goal, and Quack Dealer is asking for the hype Senji casting. I did in 6 months. Shall I really go for it?
Yeah. I mean, you're only casting one game.
Okay. Ralbo taking over the ball. El Jefe now putting the ball over into the other side. Will Siga now having the ball, flicking it over one player. But Revisenil was there to save the ball. Louis now putting it back on target. Now it was a little bit wide. Next player comes in, but that was 50 by the defender. Will Siga now getting over El Jefe, but Ice Davey is there. No, Will Siga again, putting it over into the other half, making sure that ball gets into the offense, and now it goes in center. Who is able to put it out? It is the orange half trying to bring it out, but Will Siga again, what a man. Louis putting it on target. No, yes, it is in. What a goal by Louis.
Right. When he asked for hype casting, he didn't mean shout down the mic and kill my ears.
I am sorry.
My ears just full of just your voice. I can hear myself think there.
I know exactly what you feel like. I know exactly.
Definitely more hype though. We'll try with more hype and less shouting. Okay.
I tried to. Will Ziga now taking over the ball, going for a little bit of an outplay on Revisenil, but he isn't able to bring it over Revisenil. Ralbo now putting the ball over to Ice Davey. He puts it in mid, but Louis is there to clear it out. Revisenil standing where he should be standing and going for a shot into mid. He is! Oh, Will Ziga just missed the ball. Oof, and El Jefe missed the ball. I would say this was a planned fake by Will Ziga taking out El Jefe there. But El Jefe now going up, and this game could go over into overtime as both teams are not really trying to get something good happening, but Will Ziga putting it down to Louis, who puts a shot, but it is wide, far wide. I think princesses could have been married over there. So far away.
Terrible joke.
I know.
Yeah, well, we got overtime now, and this game has been a lot closer, I guess. I mean, last game it was 5-4, but it seemed to be two different games within that one game. Whereas this game has been a bit more back and forth. It's been really enjoyable to see. And I don't know which way this one's going to go. I'd say Vauxhall's had a bit more of the pressure going, but when Imoutos get them a counter-attack, they get goals. And as you see here, Jefe getting a goal.
That is in. Yeah, I totally agree. This game, I would have not guessed where it would go, as both teams had their faces, and all of them were able to actually defend a little bit, if it makes sense. But yeah, was that second part of my so-called hype casting better?
Yeah, I'd say it was. Definitely didn't kill my ears as much.
And chat suggesting you quickly bind scoreboard?
Yeah. As if I haven't checked that yet.
Who knows?
Like I haven't unbound it, and there's like when I go to bindings, there's nothing for scoreboard. It's all the spectator stuff, and I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's true. You can leave the lobby, change it maybe, and then come back. Maybe that works.
I'll be right back.
You got 15 seconds.
It's fine, I'm fast. I hope my computer's fast.
Apart from your problems, what do you think is going to happen in this series going on?
Oh, it's very hard to call, and I'm joining back already. For some reason it got unbound, I'm not sure why, but we're sorted now, and we can get the expert casting going now that I have all the shot stats.
Nice. Happy to see that, and hopefully the players be joining.
Going back to your point of what I think is going to happen, it's very hard to call. I think I'm going to give it to Imoutos. I reckon it might be a 3-1. They just seem to catch reliable like Vauxhall Zafira off guard with their counter-attacks, and possibly Zafira can get a game back, but I don't know. They need to definitely fix up their overcommits, because they're overcommitting, leaving their back open, and that's just allowing for the counterattacks for Imoutos, and they're scoring them.
Definitely, and as we're moving into game 3, El Jefe going for the first sort of attack. He left the ball, left it over to Mr. C. Ooh, we have a substitution here. Mr. C subbed in, I think, for Elbone, if I remember correctly, and Revice Neil already with the first goal for Imoutos this game.
Yeah, it was a really good goal there. Revice Neil just getting the double tap. Really well done from him. It's really good mechanical play by him for a challenger player. That's great to see. And yeah, it's a really great start for Imoutos. They're starting that, or carrying on that momentum they had from last game.
Definitely great start, and well played by Neil. But I would like to point out what El Jefe just did there, as he just bumped away the last possible defender for that shot. Like, he had the openest of open nets, thanks to El Jefe putting out the last defender, and I think those like little bump plays, demo plays, especially in Challenger, make a huge ton of difference sometimes.
Yeah, the bumps and demos are a major part to Rocket League, and I think it's actually more potent in higher level play. You bump someone, you push them out for rotation, and it really messes up those higher level teams, because rotations have to be on point when you're playing at a high level. And if you're bumping someone out of that rotation, you can really make things awkward for a team. But yeah, in Challenger, just getting those bumps, knocking that player out of the net, forcing them out of position, it's just so useful for a team to use.
Definitely. And Louis here with the drawer. No, not the drawer. Tying up the score, that's what I wanted to say. For Vauxhall
and
Zafira.
Also, I want to point out Mr. C getting a bump in net there, which allowed them to score that goal, because no one actually went up for the defence, because Mr. C bumped them. So really a big impact from Mr. C coming out already in this game.
Absolutely. And Revice Neil now taking over the ball, going up front with it, but Will is there to counter it. He then stumbles the ball into mid, where now Revice Neil is able to take over. And Louis put a shot a little bit above target. Will isn't there to capitalize on it, and Team Imoutos is able to clear it out. Louis now back again into the offense, going from the corner, putting it mid. El Jefe is there to clear it out, though, as Mr. C patiently waits for the ball to get to him so he can force the next wave of attack. But good clear by Imoutos. Does get saved by the Vauxhall boys, though. And yeah, this again seems like a very even game for both teams, in my opinion.
Yeah, it seems to be fairly even. However, if I look at the shot stats, there's been 6 shots now for Vauxhall Zafira as they put away their second goal, compared to Imoutos' only 1 shot, and that was their 1 goal. So, from looking at the shots, I can give my expert analysis that Vauxhall Zafira have been putting on the more pressure.
Wonderful to have you with your expert analysis backed up by actual stats. That's wonderful to see.
It's really great to see that, and it's better than just my eyes, because they don't always work properly.
I totally understand that, and I can totally rely on that. As Will now pops it over, 1 defender, but no one in mid is there to put the ball in net. It would have been so easy if someone would have been there, frankly honest. But Mr. C now taking over the ball, going in for a pass over to Revice Neil. Interesting strategy is going, but Neil passes it down to Will, and I guess that was exactly what was intended by Mr. C. Back when he gave the pass, and now he's going for a shot, and he nearly put it on target. That was close, but Neil was there to save it, and is now able to take a shot himself, but gets easily saved by Will Seeger. And he also puts it back into mid now again. Double commit on the line there, but no harm was coming from it, as it was secured by Young Razorfire, and who's now going for a double tap, doesn't hit it, but El Jefe is there to take a shot, but he gets saved. Louis now putting it far in front. Mr. C, is he able to bring it back mid? Yes, he is. Is Louis able to shoot it? No, he is not. El Jefe was there first, and Will fakes El Jefe here, I guess. Louis now taking over the ball, going for a pass into mid, but he's not quite able to. So young Zafira has now some room to work with, but William Seagull plays it well defensively, but passes it over to El Jefe, who says thank you and puts it behind Louis.
Yes, again, it's that counter-attack. They come out of defense and they get the shot. They've had 3 shots this game, Imoutos. They scored 2 of them. They're really just punishing Vauxhall's mistakes when pushing it up too far. And it's something that's really plaguing Vauxhall at the moment. They just don't seem to be able to save the shots when they're coming onto them. They're getting the shots onto Imoutos, but they just can't seem to be saving ones onto their own net.
Definitely, and Mr. C now going for the next attack, but Vice Neil is able to put it out again as Louis puts it back in again, and I'll have to try to put it back out again, but the Will says no to that, and now puts it in mid, I guess. Nope, Vice Neil says no thank you and puts it out, but William keeps consistently asking, puts it mid, and Louis just gets the defender, but not the ball into net. Revice Neil now clearing the ball over to William Seagull, who tries to pass it mid. I thought it was a shot at first, but clearly must have been a pass. El Jefe now putting it over to Revice Neil. He shot it high, that could actually drop in, but Mr. C is able to kill it on the floor.
Yeah, we've got our second overtime of the series so far, second overtime of the day, and it's definitely another close game in terms of the score, but it does seem to be, well, it's over. It's 3-2, Imoutos have got the game, and it's, again, it just comes from a shot, and Vauxhall just don't have any defense. They're not saving any of these shots. Imoutos have only had 5 shots this game, and they've had 3 goals, and that is really bad for a team on the other end of that for Vauxhall. It's just not been good enough in them in defense.
Definitely, or it's a good start for Imoutos, as they show that they are efficient with their shots.
Yeah, they have definitely been efficient, but to allow them to score that many off of that little shots, probably asking some questions of Vauxhall there and what's going wrong. I think it is down to defensive rotation. They've been overcommitting a bit. When they do attack, they're attacking with a lot of their players and not really leaving anyone back, or if they do, they're by themselves, and it's in a 1v1 opportunity, and they make a touch, and then the net's sort of open, and the other 2 players can't really get back. I think their rotations defensively need to be a lot tighter, a lot better, and they're leaving players alone, and it's just not working out for them. And Imoutos, credit to them, when they see those opportunities, they're shooting and they're getting those goals.
They definitely are, and I would agree with you that it's mostly defensive rotation, but I also think it's in a way of having some sort of overtime weakness for Vauxhall Zafira, as they lost both games now in overtime. Is it just because they're not certain about their skills, or why are they specifically losing in overtime?
Well, for players, playing on stream adds a whole lot of pressure. You have loads of people watching you play, and then when you get into overtime, it's do or die. There's no second chances. You either score or get scored on, and it adds a whole lot of pressure to players. And I guess Vauxhall just can't handle that pressure that's being put onto them at the moment. Being on stream, the overtimes, it's definitely hard for teams to go with pressure. And I mean, these aren't professionals. But they're doing a really good job, and it is hard to keep up with that pressure. But I think, yeah, it's just been better from Imoutos in that final, overtime, I guess.
Definitely. As Revice Neil now already nearly had a double tap, and here he puts it from this height with a beautiful shot, perfectly calculated into net. And where was the defense?
It wasn't there. Robin probably should have got the ball, but yeah, no defensive rotation into that back post, and it just, again, it's the defensive rotation of Vauxhall that's letting them down.
Absolutely, as Ralbon 9 is alone in defense here, open net if someone gets to shoot it, but William Ziga was there first to make sure it would no longer be one. Ralbon now trying to leave the ball. There were all 3 of them basically on the same line attacking, And Ralbon, instead of passing it to one of his teammates, he just decided to leave the ball there. But this shot is in, and again, my question, where was the defense?
Well, they were all in the opposition corner at that point. Bad positioning from the team. Imoutos there, just all in the same corner. And as a team, you need to make sure you're spacing out between each other. You can cover off all those options that could occur, and they didn't do that. They were all bunched in the corner, and it just allowed an open net. And really well taken shot there.
Absolutely, and it always leans back to that famous triangle of rotation, if you want to say it that way. That is very, very famously used in Rocket League, and especially in tiers like Challenger Minor, where you just get to learn the hang of how to rotate properly. That's where it really sets you apart if you find the groove with your team and get into that sweet rotation and not concede many dumb goals as both of these goals have been so far.
Yeah, I think it is just the teams where just rotations haven't been good enough to keep out those goals. But to be fair to both teams, they're taking those chances and they're really putting those shots into good places, getting those goals. And we can't discredit that. The shooting's been really good from both these sides today.
Definitely. As young Zafira takes this ball out again, but Louis was quick enough to stop it on the path. Good passing play between El Jefe and one of his teammates as they try to establish a little bit of a presence in the offensive third here, but Louis is able to clear the ball out. And now in a 1v1 he fakes and he gets the rewarding goal out of it. And those goals just are the best to score.
Yeah, you got a feel for Neil there. His axle's completely broken by Louis. Really great shot from him, just baiting out the challenge from Neil and just going straight around him and finishing with great efficiency. Really well done there from Louis.
Absolutely, and Revice Neil probably with one eye crying, writing nice fake into the chat. Good sportsmanship we see here by the players, and that's what it's all about. And I like to see that, I'm not gonna lie. As Louis clears out the ball, going for another attack, Will Sega taking over, going up into the air, but Revice Neil is able to clear it out and going for a shot himself. I guess that was also fake, and it was a fake from the defensive side again. So young Zafira just set an open net. What exactly happened here?
A bit of a miss, and yeah, just an open net basically. And yeah, it's just defensively, the teams haven't been good enough. Louis just missing the ball there. It wasn't rotation, to be fair, from them that time. But yeah, these mistakes are adding up, and credit to both teams. They're punishing the mistakes. And as Vauxhall Zafira here, you don't want to be drawing in these games, because when you do go to overtime, they've lost both their overtimes.
Definitely, but then again, they want to maybe take the revenges specifically in overtime. But I guess as soon as you get goals in, as soon as you're more happy. And I'm really curious to where this game and therefore series is going to go now, because it could go either way.
Yeah, I really don't know. I think it just comes down to certain plays. Neither team really looking more dominant than the other. It literally is just going to come down to a mistake or a really good play, as you saw there, the mistake or the really good play from Louis with a fake, and then the mistake with missing the ball from Louis. It really does come down to those just plays.
Absolutely. And now we have, again, Vauxhall Zafira in an offensive state. They are, though, now considering to actually go back when they realize maybe not that good up front, so they can save their own net, but they gotta hurry if they want to shoot the goal before overtime.
Yeah, and
Vice Neil going for a shot here. Sorry, I cut you off. Go.
No, it's all good. There's only 30 seconds left now, and it does look like it could be heading. It's not heading to overtime. Of course, as soon as I start talking about overtime, they score.
And that's called the Castle Curse.
Yep.
I mean, it could still go to overtime. It's just a 1-goal deficit for Vauxhall Zafira, and they are probably anxious on getting this W, so they're gonna throw it all in now, I think.
Yeah, they have to. They need to be aggressive. They can't afford to sit back and let the other team attack. They need to get that final goal going and send them to overtime. However,
Absolutely.
it's going to be tough for them. They haven't got the best overtime record. It's
And
going to be interesting to see for the last 10 seconds whether they can get that goal.
And I would have said before this game ends regularly, there's got to be another goal. So please make that happen. No, nobody's going to make that happen. My guess was wrong about that. And Imoutos kind of surprisingly take the victory in this series here, going home with the 3-1 over Vauxhall Zafira.
Yeah, it was really well done by Imoutos. They're now moving up the scoreboard, maybe even challenging a playoff position with that win there, because they're currently in 10th position, just beating the 6th position player, and top 6 make playoffs. So they're looking in a more promising spot now, maybe pushing towards playoffs. And if they keep up these 3-1 results against playoff-worthy teams, definitely be in a shot of making that playoff spot.
Definitely, and with this win in the so-called live standings, they would now overtake Asgard and Regulus in spots 9 and 10 with those 3 added wins. So making way over into the direction of possibly contending in playoffs.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be really interesting to see whether they can maybe make that push for playoffs. They definitely seem to have a team that's capable of being a playoff-worthy team. So it's just going to depend on whether they can carry on getting those consistent results, whether this is just a one-off thing, and maybe Vauxhall win on their game. We'll see, I guess, in the future.
Definitely. And who would you wanna take on for an interview?
I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I can see stats of the first 2 games. That's my excuse. But I don't know. Both Elva players seem to perform well. They seem to play as a team. That seemed to be the most important thing. I guess we'll have to let chat decide maybe if they want to give their opinion, or
yes, chat,
or they can just ask to interview Fane. I guess it's up to them.
Please write in chat who to interview, but please consider just people that just played. So Fane, not even a GM of one of both teams, so maybe not Fane. And
we've got 1-0
for Neil. Yeah, well, revised Neil it is.
Yeah, well, Neil, if you're in chat, could you please join one of the voice channels in RSC and we can drag you in?
I'll just write him. Ah, he is in chat. Good boy. Go to the lowest you can find. And he
go to ranked freeze room.
Yeah, I'll drag him down to coach him, and from there we go all the way. So
going on a bit of adventure.
That's why I always keep telling people to go to the lowest VC as
okay.
It's the easiest. But yeah, Neil, welcome to the streaming channel, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you. It was a hard game.
Definitely. And how are you feeling with that 3-1 win now?
Well, feeling pretty good. We're trying to push to the playoffs, obviously. So we got to keep this up and try to get the other wins.
Definitely. You had that one situation with a little bit of broken ankles happening to you.
Yeah, let's not talk about that one.
I wanted to point out your sportsmanship and actually saying a nice fake to who was it?
I think it was Louis,
I believe.
Could be.
Yeah.
Do you have a pre-existing relationship with Louis, or?
No, I don't know.
I'm just nice guy.
Yeah, I'm just a friendly guy, dude.
Nice. I love seeing that.
Yeah. When they break my ankles, I'm just saying, well done, because like.
So in the future, when you're on the street, somebody comes mocks you. Well done.
Exactly, man. That's how it is.
Nice. Just for personal information, you want to write me your address? I can use some money.
I'll PM you, man. No worries.
Nice. JSW, you got any questions for Neil?
Well, all the games, 1-goal games, I believe, so it was a really close game. In the first game, you guys kind of came out a bit slow. Why do you think that was?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we just needed to find our rotation back. We were a little bit off possession sometimes. But once we found it, we got in the vibe, and we took it.
Yeah, and I mean, you really came back in that first game. Unfortunately for you, you didn't quite find that final goal you needed to take it to overtime. But when you guys did go to overtime in the games 2 and 3, you definitely seemed to be the better team, winning out both those games. I think maybe playing a bit calmer than Vauxhall. Have you got much experience in dealing with pressure?
No, not really though. But we're trying our best to make every goal count.
Yeah, definitely doing a good job. Senji, give you a chance for final questions.
Thank you, and I'll go with the Hobbs special. Yeah. What was your highlight of the game?
I don't know. Think one of my double taps, I guess.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Nice. Well then, thank you, Neil. Have a good one. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
See ya soon, I guess.
Yeah. See ya.
Yeah, good luck with the rest of the league, and
Thank you.
Luck with the rest of the season. See you soon.
See ya.
See ya. So, and with that interview, I think we're gonna conclude this first game of tonight between Vauxhall, Zafira, and Imoutos. And don't forget to come back in, or stay here would be the best, as we have another series in 13 minutes between Concerto, or as Hobbs calls them, Concerto, and Arena Tribe. And make sure to be there, as it's a top minor gameplay. It's going to be close series, I think, very interesting. And JSW is still here, and Buddha is joining us.
Yeah, but you're not going, you're staying with the stream.
Yeah.
Going to be behind the scenes, so making it flow smoothly as you sometimes do.
Yeah, it's